Listen to the story of the Minotaur, a creature part man, part bull, trapped in a deadly maze. Improve your English while enjoying this powerful myth of courage, love, and destiny. The legend of the Minotaur, a terrifying creature, defeated by brave Prince Theseus with the help of Princess Ariadne. But after the victory, Theseus left her behind. Listen to this story, not only to improve your English, but to discover the myths that still have lessons for us today. Long ago, on the sun-drenched island of Crete, there lived a powerful and proud king named Minos. He ruled over a rich and glorious kingdom, a place of marble palaces, painted walls, golden statues, and ships that sailed to every known land. But beneath the splendor of his palace in Knossos, hidden deep in the stone foundations, lay a terrible secret. A secret born from pride, betrayal, and the wrath of the gods. In the darkest chambers of the earth, there lived a creature one did not mean for this world, the Minotaur, half man, half bull, a beast with the snorting head and horns of a bull, but the towering strength and fury of a human warrior. Its roar could shake the stones. Its hunger could never be satisfied. But how had such a creature come to be? It was a curse. King Minos, long ago, had promised to sacrifice a magnificent white bull to Poseidon, god of the sea. But when he saw the animal, perfect, divine, he could not bear to give it up. He kept it for himself and sacrificed a lesser beast. Poseidon was not fooled. In anger, he cursed Queen Pasiphae, Minos' wife, with a strange and shameful desire. With the help of the inventor Daedalus, she was able to fulfill it, and from this unnatural union was born the Minotaur. Ashamed and horrified, Minos refused to kill the creature. Perhaps he feared the gods' further wrath. Perhaps he saw the beast as his punishment, a living reminder of his broken promise. And so he ordered Daedalus to construct something impossible, a prison that no one could escape, a labyrinth. Years passed. The Minotaur grew stronger, wilder, more dangerous. It could not be reasoned with, and it could not be freed, but it had to be fed. Then came a war, a cruel and bitter war between Crete and the city of Athens. Athens lost, and King Minos demanded a heavy tribute. "Every 9 years," he declared, "you shall send me 7 young men and 7 young women, your brightest, your strongest, your most beloved. They shall be sent into the labyrinth as an offering to the Minotaur." There was no mercy in his eyes. Athens, defeated and grieving, obeyed. Every cycle, the black-sailed ship came to the Cretan shore, and every cycle, none of the young Athenians returned. In time, the people of Athens were filled with despair. Their children were taken. Their hearts were broken. Their king, Aegeus, grew old and silent. The flame of hope was almost gone. Until one day Prince Theseus stood before his father. "This must end," he said. "I will go with the others, but I will not go to die. I will kill the beast and return." King Aegeus trembled. "You are my only son," he said. "If you go and do not return, my life is over." Theseus placed a hand on his father's shoulder. "Then I promise this. If I live, I will change the black sails of the ship to white. You will know from afar that I have survived." So it was agreed. The ship set sail, black sails rising like wings of morning against the blue sky. Among the chosen young Athenians, Theseus stood proud, calm, and ready. When they arrived in Crete, the air was thick with silence. The people of Crete said nothing. The guards said nothing. But behind the palace walls, someone was watching. Princess Ariadne, daughter of Minos and Pasiphae, saw the prince from afar. There was something in his eyes, not just strength, but fire, courage, compassion. That night she went to Theseus in secret. Her hands trembled, but her voice was steady. "You must not die," she whispered. "The labyrinth devours all, but I will help you escape." She gave him a ball of golden thread. "Tie one end to the entrance, unwind it as you walk. When your task is done, follow it back to freedom." Theseus looked into her eyes. "Why would you help me?" Ariadne hesitated. "Because I believe in you, and because I can no longer stand the screams in the night." Theseus took her hand. "If I live, I will take you with me, away from this place." At dawn, the gates of the labyrinth opened. Cold stone swallowed the light. The guards said nothing as the youths were pushed forward. Theseus was the last to enter. He tied the thread to a broken column and stepped into the shadows. The labyrinth was like a living thing, twisting, breathing, shifting. Some corridors led nowhere, others led in circles. Whispers followed him. Bones crunched beneath his feet. The air was thick and warm, as if the beast's breath filled every chamber. Then, a sound. Not distant, not echoing. A growl, a stomp. The scent of sweat and rage. The Minotaur was near. From the darkness it came, bellowing, charging. Horns gleamed in the half-light, eyes full of fury. Theseus rolled aside just in time, his sword flashing. The creature spun, faster than a beast its size should move. They clashed, blades and horns, roars and grunts. The ground shook, stone cracked. Theseus fought like never before, but the Minotaur was strong, too strong. He remembered the faces of the Athenian youths. His father, Ariadne. He could not fail. With one final cry, Theseus plunged his sword into the Minotaur's heart. The beast froze. Its body trembled. Then it collapsed, sending dust into the air. Silence. Bloodied and shaking, Theseus turned and followed the thread. Every step he took was a step away from death, away from darkness, toward life. When he emerged into the morning sun, Ariadne was waiting. Ariadne stood on the deck, her hair whipping in the wind. She had chosen love over loyalty, freedom over fear. She ran to him and wept with relief. But on the island of Naxos, something changed. That night, while the Cretans slept, Theseus and his companions fled by sea. When Ariadne woke, the ship was gone. Theseus had left her behind. Some say it was the gods who whispered to him in a dream, warning that Ariadne was promised to another, that their love would disturb the balance of destiny. Others believed the weight of what he had done, the killing, the escape, the death of the Minotaur, had hardened his heart. He feared he could not offer her the life she deserved. Heartbroken, she wept by the sea, until a soft voice called her name. Dionysus, god of wine, madness, and joy, appeared. He comforted her, loved her, made her his queen among the stars. Her crown was lifted into the sky, where it still shines as a constellation. Theseus sailed on, but his heart was heavy. So heavy, in fact, that he forgot to raise the white sails. From the cliffs of Athens, King Aegeus saw the ship return with black sails, the sign of death. Believing his son had perished, he threw himself into the sea in despair. To this day, that sea is called the Aegean Sea, named after the king who died of a broken heart. Theseus became king, and his name lived on, not only as a slayer of monsters, but as a man who faced impossible darkness and walked back into the light. Years passed after the slaying of the Minotaur. Under the rule of King Theseus, Athens began to flourish, its people freer, prouder, and more united than ever before. No longer bowed beneath the cruelty of Crete, the city embraced a new era of hope. Statues were carved in Theseus's honor. Songs were sung about the hero who dared to walk into darkness and return with the light. But Theseus himself could not forget. At night, he would wake in cold sweat, dreaming of twisting walls, the sound of hooves in the dark, and the face of Ariadne standing alone on the shores of Naxos. He would stand at his window, staring at the sea that had claimed his father, whispering her name to the wind. He had done what no one else had dared, ended a cycle of death. But the cost had been high. The young Athenians who had returned with him carried the scars of their ordeal. Some spoke of hearing the Minotaur's voice long after they left the Labyrinth. Others dreamed of endless corridors, of being lost even in their own homes. And Daedalus, the great inventor, had also paid a price. After helping Theseus and Ariadne, he and his son Icarus were imprisoned by King Minos. Their escape, and the tragedy that followed, would become another legend altogether. Over time, the entrance to the labyrinth crumbled. Vines covered the stones. Nature reclaimed the monster's prison. Yet the story endured. Parents told it to their children not only to thrill them, but to teach them about courage, consequences, love, and loss. And so the Minotaur, though slain, still lives in memory, not only as a creature of myth, but as a symbol of the beasts we all carry inside us and the power we each have to face them.